All languages are spoken in heaven, and all languages are understood in heaven. Hi, my name's Dakota Lee. I have a gift to see in the spirit, and since I was 12 years old, God's been letting me visit heaven. I've gotten this question a lot: what language is being spoken? And I guess the best way I can describe it is that there are a few different ways to speak in heaven, or at least this is how I speak when I'm in heaven. One is, even though you are a spirit, you still, when you come to heaven, you still very much look like you have a physical body. You have a voice in heaven. It's a real voice. And so you can just speak that way. But the cool thing is that you'll speak your own language that you're most comfortable with, but everybody around you will understand, but they'll understand you in their own natural language. And sometimes when those words fail, sure, I'm speaking English and I say something that doesn't necessarily translate very well to Greek, then what would happen is in that person's heart, in the Greek person's heart, is that the Holy Spirit would fill in that informational gap. They give them the Greek word that the Holy Spirit would give the Greek word that's the best fit, and then the rest of the context would just flood in. And so you speak your own language, but you are still understood by everybody. And so when I go to heaven, I sometimes hear different languages, but in my heart, I get the understanding of it and the full understanding. So things are not lost in translation, which is just a really nice perk of being in heaven. Can you imagine all of the misunderstandings that don't happen with this Holy Spirit kind of communication? And that Holy Spirit in your heart is the second kind of communication. There are times where, and this will happen on earth too, I'll be maybe physically, with my physical body, I'm speaking to someone, but in my heart, I maybe am having a different conversation with Jesus about how do I say this? How do I approach this person? They're really struggling. How can I help? And Jesus and I can have a conversation within the heart. So that type of communication, without needing to speak out loud, is also happening in heaven. And it's a really powerful type of communication. Heart communication is how we're supposed to communicate with God and Jesus on earth.